It's the Shitcase Cinema.
Where's Silo?
Hello! Now, it's been just over a year since I took a look at a Steven Seagal movie, and this is, well, it's quite a treat, so get excited. Get really excited. Seagal plays Robert Burns, a professor in Chinese archaeology, which is a nice change for him as he usually plays an ex-CIA or some other form of cop or military man, but all I'm saying is, don't expect him to be swatting up in a library and digging up artifacts for the entire movie. Don't want you to get disappointed. So we're introduced to a group of supervillains who all hang out around a large table and listen to the leader delivering laughable speeches about some merging Chinese markets to control drugs or something. Wasn't very clear, but I was daydreaming about anything else really. I mean, it even tells us pointless facts about the men which served no purpose. I mean, let's take this guy, Yin. Why do we need to know his hobbies? Does auto racing and skydiving play a part in this film? Don't be stupid. These bunch of tits pose as much of a threat as those wallies who sit around in Godfrey Ho's ninja movies. Actually, looking back at these guys, I think they have the edge over the wankers chasing Seagal. Anyway, forget these morons. Let's move on to Sensei Seagal, who is busy collecting an award just because he's the best at what he does naturally, like in all his films. Then at a dig in China, he's finding really cool stuff in the ground with his assistant until Seagal notices a guy stepping on an ancient discovery.
Who's this guy over here?
I've never seen him before.
But why is nobody shouting at the random guy for destroying this new artifact? No one cares. Seconds later, Seagal and his lovely assistant are chased by seemingly everybody at the dig, and our main man won't get hurt, because he's Steven Seagal, but unfortunately for his assistant, CGI bullets are going to end her role in this classic. Then Seagal gets arrested at the border by about 31 guys. Yeah, there are 31 guys, I actually counted them. But I still don't believe that's enough guys to arrest Steven Seagal, but realism isn't this film's strong point. So he's interrogated by a good cop and a bad cop. Good cop wants to help Seagal, but he gets locked up for drug trafficking and murder. Looks like we're going to get a prison movie on our hands now, but before you know it, he's released. I think the good cop and the bad cop have released him in order to somehow track down the Chinese mafia, but who knows? Or as a goon said in a film I reviewed called Death Run...
Then what? Who knows?
Yes, who knows? Now, it's unclear how long he's been rotting in jail, but it must have been a considerable amount of time as he befriends his cellmate and has a really weird clean goodbye.
What's a friend for life?
Take care, my man.
You ain't going down no rat hole.
Don't forget about me.
Love and respect.
So walk in peace, my man.
Yeah, man. I'll see you soon.
Don't forget about me, Burns!
But it's irrelevant because now he's free and can kick some ass. You know how people sometimes say, oh, so-and-so was really bad, but the final nail in the coffin was... Well, you get to that point with this film within seconds, and then you just hammer in another 100 nails. It is jaw-droppingly bad, even for Steven Seagal's bottom-of-the-barrel standards. Okay, it is truly unique.
I want to know exactly who this man is and what he knows. I don't want him to be in a position to cause us any complication.
I love his delivery of lines. It's very special, a complete perfection of bullshittery. So while paying his respects to his dead assistant, he's attacked by a bunch of goons, and the fight is pretty decent, I'll give it that. Seagal even moves with some pace and shows general interest, which he usually lacks in anything post-2000, and naturally our main man wins because Steven Seagal. Now you might be wondering how an archaeologist can be a world-class spy, beat the holy hell out of everybody, and get all the attractive women he wants. Well, Steven Seagal, duh. While in New York having a nice meal out with his wife, he's confronted by more bad guys.
Leave us alone, and we'll leave you alone.
Consider it done. I'll never think of you guys again. Lead a humble, quiet life, and I'll be on my way.
Yeah, that's all very nice, but seconds later our main man Steve is bringing the pain to those random goons. As well as shooting up half of the general public enjoying their meals, but it's okay because our main man gets away.
This looks like self-defense to me.
Well, it was, sure, but how does it look like self-defense to you seeing broken bodies on the floor and people full of bullet holes? Well, whatever. There are some odd moments throughout the movie by the director, like when Seagal's house explodes, for example. I mean, the strange choice of extreme colours is quite stylistic, but it's also quite jarring, although I do like it. Although, I guess you could also say it looks like a load of old bollocks. Seagal doesn't even look impressed. Hell, does he ever? Take any scene from this film and just see if his face changes. Arrested? Wife dies? About to get into a fight? Driving a car? It doesn't matter, it's always the same. No other actor is like Steven Seagal. He truly is something special. Oh, and his wife is dead now, if you were wondering. I guess now he'll be pissed off and out for a kill, just like the title says. Let's take a look at the back of the DVD. Blah blah blah, Burns takes on the Tong one man at a time, yeah good, leading up to a final confrontation with the Emperor of the Tong, who must face the wrath of a man out for a kill. Well, he's not just out for a kill, is he? He's out for like 1, 2, 3, what, about 9 or 10 kills or something? Plus all the people in the restaurant who were just out having a nice meal with their partners and families and stuff until Steven Seagal just walked in and killed them all. So basically, Steven Seagal is out for lots of kills. But basically, he's just a psychotic mad bastard, which would make such a great title for this. Instead of out for a kill, Steven Seagal is a psychotic mad bastard. Brilliant. So now we know Seagal will kill all the henchmen, and here we go. And each time a guy's wiped out, it cuts back to the guys sitting around the table so the boss can deliver more awesome acting.
This Rilo must be stopped at all costs.
But I want to know about the legend that is skydiving sensation Yin. I can't wait for his action scene. No doubt he'll be set in the sky in some Mission Impossible-esque spectacular moment, and here we are. Oh, Steve, you're so amazing. I wish I was you, although that scene severely lacked a skydiving stunt. The highlight of all fights has to be when Seagal goes to a barbershop, takes a seat, and then this happens. Fighting while sitting down pretty much sums up modern day lazy pie-ass Seagal, but it's not explained how or why the Chinese guy is running around like he's possessed. Kind of reminds me of the girl from The Exorcist, but anyway, surprise surprise, Seagal defeats him. You know, every time this film makes no sense, you should take a drink. Basically, you're going to be KO'd within minutes. It's definitely the weirdest moment in the film, and intentional or not, it's bloody hilarious. Now, you might have seen some crazy weird stuff in your time. I sure as hell have. But that scene was just a steaming pile of horse shit. Do you remember the cellmate of Seagal who had an odd goodbye? And Seagal's last words to him were, "I'll see you soon." Well, while chatting to the good cop, Seagal says that he wants him released from prison because he deserves a second chance apparently, so the female cop just says, "Okie dokie."
Okay.
So this means he will get to see him soon and they'll team up, no doubt, and cause problems for the bad guys, yeah? Wrong. He doesn't appear again, not for 1 second, so unsurprisingly it makes no sense. So I'm confused, and as I said earlier, take a drink. Now here's my top 5 random bullshit moments. Number 1, 2 minutes in and the female detective is really sharp when viewing dead bodies in a mass shooting.
They didn't spare anyone.
Well done, you're some kind of detective, you know that. Number 2, at times we're told where we are, which is accompanied by some weird computer noises. Fine, but then at other times you hear the sound and no text is displayed. Stupid film. Number 3, the pilot turns out that he's part of the evil mob and Seagal gets information out of him like only he can.
Who the hell hired you?
What the hell are you doing, man?
Who hired you? I need some details.
As you can see, it's realistic looking and intense. Or maybe it's just really badly made and poorly acted. I don't know, I get so confused.
Do you think I'm crazy?
No, man!
Wrong answer! I am crazy!
I'm really starting to like this guy.
Me too.
Number 4, here's one of the many laughable and poorly put together scenes. And obviously you've got to get an insult in before dying. Ooh, racist. No crying or political stances here though. Seagal just kicks him out of a window. Bosh. Number 5, during a car chase, this happens. Seriously, that's not me playing about, that's actually how the scene plays out, and it's a good summation of how baffling this film is at times. It adds to the unintentional comedy, and I do like that we get to see the main villain's face pulling even more quality expressions as usual. Do you know what, I've just had a eureka moment. Instead of writing the stories I do for my books, which very few show interest in, I'm just going to write stories about an overweight, aging ninja master who knows everything and gets all the hot, attractive girls because, hey, if it works for Steven Seagal, why the hell not me? So we're down to 2 bad guys.
Quietly remove all obstacles before this critical juncture, or I myself will get involved.
Ooh, I can't wait to see what he's got in store for Seagal. Moving on, while in Paris, the good and bad cop are on Steven Seagal's trail and he somehow appears in her hotel room. Then he wakes her up and asks her where the main villain is hiding out. Because she somehow knows, she tells him and then Seagal leaves. Probably gone out for a kill.
You come and go like a ghost.
Ghost? What are you talking about? Man, how can people not enjoy this shit? Steven Seagal is pure comedy gold. Now, laughing releases endorphins in the brain, which is good for you, yeah? So Steven, through his really bad films, is giving us health benefits. I knew there was a reason I collected so many Steven Seagal DVDs. So Seagal faces off against the second to last bad guy now.
No mistake. Just some unfinished business. I'm gonna send you to your wife, motherfucker.
Any guesses on who's going to win this one? If you said Seagal, then well done. Yeah, so he throws him around, and then we cut to the Emperor sitting on his own talking to himself. You know what? I'm not even sure his mouth just moved. Hang on. No, I'm not even kidding. There's actually a still image. It's a fucking still image. Man alive, this film knows no limits. This is bonkers. It's bad. It's fucking abysmal. But it's entertaining as hell to watch because it's such a car crash. Very little makes sense, so you don't need to pay attention. Just go grab your favourite alcoholic beverage, whether it be a beer or gin or wine or all the above. Just mix them all together to get through this. And just take a drink every time you get confused, or you laugh, or you yawn, or you frown, or you contemplate on putting anything else on, like a funeral procession. Warning, Johnny Shitcase is a hardcore bad movie legend who is used to drinking copious amounts of booze to see him through. There is a very real chance that you'll die doing this, so Johnny Shitcase does not endorse viewers to take a drink when doing any of the aforementioned. This film is that bad. So, bad cop gets shot after a strange voiceover about fishing.
Tommy, you know, I might take you fishing. Deep sea fishing. Big fish.
Is it him talking to somebody? Is it talking to himself or someone talking? I don't get it. I just do not get it. It's like half of the film is missing and what we see is just thrown together, resulting in a convoluted mess. And then the ending happened, which I was pleased about because it's been a tough slog to get through this. And my life force was just fizzling out. But man, the ending is just... well, take a look.
It's time for you to die.
No, the moment of your death is dawning.
So he throws a bomb at our main man, who jumps out of the way of the explosion, and the Emperor just walks away. That's the battle over with. And then he's about to make a getaway, but nobody escapes Sensei Seagal, who opens a window and throws out a sword which chops the Emperor's head off. Kinda looks like Seagal's been superimposed behind that window. Again, what a film. Words really do fail me sometimes. So he gets some documents from a safe, gives them to the good cop, and says it'll be enough to shut down the mafia. Shut them down? What? But I think he's forgetting that he went out for a kill time and time again. Oh, Seagal. You goon! Then he's at the funeral of his assistant and wife, and he walks off hand in hand with the good cop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How does Seagal always get the young, attractive girls, despite him being a fat, washed-up sad sack? Huh? Tell me, answers on a postcard, please. Now, for reasons even unknown to me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 32. Wow, so my collection is quite insane, and without going back to check, I know for a fact that in 90% of those, Steven Seagal gets with women half his age. Life is cruel. Unless you're Steven Seagal. Well, it actually ends on them standing there and really awkwardly waiting for the director to yell, cut. Thoughts? Well, watching this can be a joyous voyage of discovery that can be pivotal in one's life. The life before and the life after watching Out for a Kill. But I'd just like to point out the helicopters on the DVD. It's false advertising because there are no helicopters in the film. And do you think that that's the only reason that people want to buy these films? Yeah, fair enough. That is the only reason that I buy these films, just for the explosions and the helicopters and Seagal holding big guns. Only to be disappointed when I watch it and there's no explosions, or no helicopters, or no Steven Seagal holding big guns. Anyway, for a straight-to-DVD film, it's definitely one of Seagal's more entertaining movies, and it's got a lot going on considering the budget limitations. I really am surprised that it doesn't have a cult following for how truly, hilariously pathetic it is. Bottom line, don't expect quality here, but do expect cheesy, poorly executed nonsense. It's flawed, oh yes is it flawed, but ask yourself, would you enjoy sitting through a high-quality Steven Seagal film bordering on perfection in the running for prestigious awards? Absolutely not. It's craziness like this that provides the thrills and laughs, and this delivers in spades through its 86-minute runtime. Honestly, and I'm speaking from experience here, films like this can really pick you up and get you out of deep, dark holes. So just get a Steven Seagal film, I'm not even kidding, and just laugh and enjoy the moment. So I'm going to give this one 6 Seagals out of 10.